Good afternoon and welcome to another VLRP lesson. Today, we're looking at the grade 8 IFAL, and the skill is figures of speech part 2. Remember, Mrs. Swart dealt with the part 1 of the figures of speech yesterday, and today we'll continue with figures of speech and then also touch base on sound devices. My name is Ntiem Panya. I welcome you all. What is the difference between figures of speech and sound devices? We need to clarify this so that you know exactly what you are dealing with when you answer questions. The following explains figure of speech. It is a creative use of language to generate an effect, and which is an understanding writers share with their readers. With sound devices, it's a tool used in literature to emphasize various sounds. Like when you tap on the table, the sound is created there. Tapping, onomatopoeia, tapping. So that is a sound device. So we hear, or it emphasizes various sounds. Now, let us look at the examples of figures of speech and how they are used in a sentence or in sentences. The first one here is euphemism. What is euphemism? It is a way to say something in an understated manner, often to avoid difficult topics like death or uncomfortable situation. Look at these two figures on the picture. The lady on the left poses a question. What do you do for a living? To which the lady on the right answers, I am between jobs. Now, if someone tells you that she is between jobs, you won't be able to understand it. But I hope that this friend understands exactly what this lady tries to say, but we cannot understand it until we unpack it for you. Losing a job can be an uncomfortable subject, so there are ways to use euphemisms to avoid confronting it head on. Therefore, this lady on the right is trying to make it easier for her to tell her friend that she has lost a job and she is looking for one. That's why she says, I am between jobs. She has tried to confront an uncomfortable subject in a manner that it will be easy for her friend to understand it. However, this is a figure of speech, it's not stated clearly. You'll have to find a meaning, and the meaning is you have lost a job and you are looking for one. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is a deliberate exaggeration, a statement that represents something as better or worse than it really is. It adds emphasis, urgency, or excitement to a statement. Her smile was a mile wild. We are saying this or expressing this better than it really is. If you look at a mile, how long a mile is. A mile stretches for about 1.6 kilometers. Can we say that her smile stretches for 1.6 kilometers? Certainly not. What do we mean? We mean she has a very big smile. Therefore, we have exaggerated, we have represented the smile better than it really was, so that we can be able to emphasize the excitement to which this lady, in which this lady was. Paradox is another figure of speech. A paradox is a statement that appears to contradict itself but contains some truth, theme, or humor. For an example, primitive road, no warning signs. Any road designated as primitive is either in rural or forest area and is generally not maintained. And what do you expect? We expect it to have warning signs. Therefore, the phrase primitive road contradicts with no warning signs. Can you see with the paradox? They are placed next to each other in a sentence and they contradict each other. Therefore, the primitive road, which is a road that is rarely used, should have signs. But if it does not have warning signs, it contradicts with what? With what it should be. Right. We move on to sound devices and how they are used in sentences. The first one is alliteration. What is alliteration? It is the repetition of consonant sounds right next to each other. When the consonant sounds are placed next to each other and they are repeated, we refer to that as alliteration. Writers use it to keep readers engaged and entertained. Look at the picture here and the text below it. Busy buzzing, the bee behaved beautifully. Which sound has been repeated there? Which consonant sound? Which is D, C, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, etc. Busy buzzing, the bee behaved beautifully. The B sound is repeated to create what? Entertainment. And you get engaged as well. Because we want to know, what is this busy buzzing bee? Why is it behaving beautifully? Maybe it sees a flower next to it or in front of it that we cannot see from this picture. Therefore, it is a bee that behaves beautifully. That is how alliteration is used in a sentence. Next is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of a vowel sounds in words that are close together in a sentence or verse. Now, vowel sounds, your traditional A, E, I, O, U. Now, it is used to create a sense of rhythm within a line. Look at the chops. These are the chops around the what? The dip sauce. The patron, like myself, dips his chips in a bowl of mushroom. Now, which sound has been repeated here? It is a I sound. Now it keeps the rhythm. It creates a sense of rhythm. Dips his chips. Dips his chips. That is the rhythm. Within a what? Within a line. We have onomatopoeia. Please check on the spelling. Onomatopoeia is the naming of a thing or action by imitation of natural sounds. For an example, guggle, guggle. Now, naming of a thing or action. Now, which action is happening here? This gentleman suffers from a sore throat. Therefore, he needs the solution. He mixes this solution with water in order for him to do what? To guggle. Now, the sound that comes out of his mouth as he pushes the water up and it goes down and he pushes them up is a gurgling sound. Therefore, the naming of a thing or action, the action of gurgling, imitates the natural sound of. Therefore, we refer to that as onomatopoeia. We have come to an end of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new today. To all teachers and my beautiful grade 8 learners, I wish you the best of the day, and I hope that you are still studying so that you can be able to pass at the end of the year. Thank you very much. Let's meet next time. But before you logged off, we have a teach and assess strategy. These two, a link and a QR code, will take you to the quiz that has to be answered and then submit the responses. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant Tuesday.